You've heard of Cheeseburger in Paradise? Well, this morning we've got a Cheeseburger Casserole in Paradise. And our Jimmy Buffett is the Cheeseburger Meister himself, Chef Kevin Belton. Happy Mardi Gras!
Same to you.
You didn't know you were a Cheeseburger Meister.
I didn't know that.
You are now.
But I like it. I like it. You know, I always like to do dishes. You know, Mardi Gras is one of those things where you either have a bunch of folks at the house or folks are eating at the parade route. And this is something that you can take with you in an ice chest because, you know, gang, an ice chest keeps things warm just as they keep things cold. Just don't put ice in it.
Well, if you take this with you to the parade route, everybody's going to be stopping at your stand. I mean, you know.
You can make this at home, make it in pans, put it down in the ice chest. It'll stay warm in there.
And it's a cheeseburger.
It's a cheeseburger. So we're starting with ground meat, okay? Now, some folks I know like ground turkey. Yeah, whatever you make, you know, vegetarians, they use black bean burgers, okay?
Yeah, that sounds good.
You could take those black bean burgers, cut them up, toss them down in this, and make it vegetarian.
There you go.
So we're going to season this. I have a little Italian seasoning, a little Creole seasoning, and a little chili powder. So we'll put some in now, all right? And, I mean, that smell. And I like a lean meat. So if you get a lot of oil coming off your ground meat, get rid of some of that oil. But if you just go ahead and use a lean meat, you won't have to worry about that. But look, here are little onions and garlic.
Got to put in the garlic. Yep.
And you know what's nice is, since this is going to bake in the oven, you don't need to saute your onions too long. You can saute them a while if you want, but I tell you what, that smell.
It's instant.
You know,
Cheeseburger Casserole in Paradise. It's taking shape.
Hey, if you guys have a grill out on the parade route, set your pot up there, you make this, that'll walk up toward the float and you'll get all the throws.
Happy Jeudi Gras, Fat Thursday. Yeah, we're counting down to Mardi Gras with a cheesy carnival casserole that will be the talk of the parade route. And joining us with his recipe for Cheeseburger Casserole, the Cheeseburger Meister himself. Here he is, Chef Kevin Belton. I'm telling you what, the whole kitchen, you can smell all over the station.
Whew. You know, we've been having folks stick their head in from the newsroom. It's like, what are y'all making?
Yeah, or is it ready yet?
Yeah.
I can't wait for Mardi Gras. I need to eat it today. Yeah.
So here's what we did. Remember, we had the ground meat. We did the onions with a little Creole seasoning, Italian seasoning, and a little chili powder. I'm going to put a little more in. You know, instead of dumping it all at once, stagger it because it just layers the flavors. Now, here I have a little tomato paste and some diced tomatoes. So I'm going to get that tomato paste in first. And it's going to kind of caramelize on the bottom of the pan a little bit. You know, there's a difference between burning and caramelizing.
It's a fancy way of saying it, maybe.
Yeah. Caramelizing is a fancy way of saying just barely burned.
You saw how he was looking at me when he said that. Okay, go ahead. All right, yeah. All right, Jackie.
You know, the other day I was at home doing something and wasn't paying any attention. Got a skillet really hot. I was doing a steak. Threw it in there, seared it, forgot to put the fan on. All of a sudden, the alarm went off. The smoke detector
So that
went
was
off.
your house at the fire department?
Yeah, that was my house. Yeah. All right. We got those tomatoes in.
Well, that tomato paste is going to give it a little sweeter flavor, too.
You know, picture that ketchup on the burger.
Yep.
Look, no parsley. Now, let's get in. Here's elbow macaroni.
Elbow.
Now, also, a little bit of beef stock. Because you see what's going to happen. We don't have a bun, but our macaroni is going to cook and give us some body. So this is why we don't need the bun. So we want to get this to a boil. We're going to let this macaroni cook. And all of that stock is going to get absorbed into that macaroni.
You don't need a bun, but I could see some folks in New Orleans and Baton Rouge on the parade route. They'd put this on a bun in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you could do
man.
it. Hey, Sloppy Joe mac and cheese on a bun. You can change the name of it.
Who invented the cheeseburger? Well, legend has it, 16-year-old Lionel Sternberger is widely credited with inventing the cheeseburger back in 1924 at his father's restaurant, The Right Spot, in Pasadena, California. Well, this morning, Chef Kevin Belton's taking the cheeseburger to a whole new level. Wait till you see what he's got good to eat.
So here's a question. I guess you can invent whatever you invent and name it after yourself.
You certainly
Sternburger, burger.
Burger, cheeseburger, Sternburger.
I wonder if he did it on the back of a boat.
He worked in his father.
Sternburger. I'm sorry.
He just put a piece of cheese on a burger patty, and a legend was born.
Yeah. It said simple things. It said simple things like who put chocolate and peanut butter together.
Yeah, I think it was a mistake.
You know.
This is not a mistake.
No, this isn't a mistake. I got to tell you the one thing I tried. Don't do it at home. Please don't do it at home.
Oh, no.
My wife makes wonderful, wonderful guacamole. And I was feeling like a hot dog. So I felt like a little sauerkraut. So I put a little sauerkraut on the hot dog. And I said, well, let me put some guacamole with it. Oh, no. Don't do it.
Guacakraut.
Oh, man, it was bad.
So you didn't invent that?
No, I didn't invent that.
They won't be talking about you in 100 years that you invented guacakraut.
Monica still talks about me. She's like, I can't believe you put that together. But this is something that, hey, we did ground meat. You could do ground turkey. And you see, we want our pasta to cook. Now, our pasta could cook a little bit longer. But what we're going to do to finish this off, look, let's get in some parsley. We can put in a few shots of Worcestershire.
Oh, man, that's the secret ingredient there. That gives it some bold, savory flavor there.
Yeah. And, you know, to kind of cream this out a little bit, I have milk and a little sour cream. I just put it together in the container. That way, come on, just get in there. This is going to cream this out. All right. Look how creamy that looks.
Yeah, it's like putting a little mayonnaise on your cheeseburger.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, this is going to bake in the oven. Now, personally, I like to let it cool a little bit before I put it in the oven, only because what we're going to do in our baking dish, gang, you're going to put half down, and then I have Colby Jack cheese, and I have a little white cheddar. So we'll put some of the casserole down, put some cheese down, put more casserole on top, and more cheese on top. And then it just has to go in the oven for that cheese to melt and get nice and bubbly. So I just like to let it cool a little bit because I like to make like layers of cheese. So if you put it in while this is hot, what's gonna happen, the cheese will just melt all through it, whereas opposed to getting layers. That's why I want this just to cool just a little bit. And you know, the other thing that you could do with this, if you're not a pasta fan, throw some rice in here. I mean, think about it. I mean, we did this with pasta, but in Louisiana, we eat a lot of rice. You can do that same thing. A little bit of stock, throw in some rice, and it'll be almost like, could you call it a cheeseburger jambalaya?
Yeah. Cheeseburger-laya.
A cheese-a-laya. Yeah, there we go.
So who makes the best cheeseburger in America? Well, according to Trey'sChowdown.com, it's Fatburger and Buffalo Express in Los Angeles. Who makes the best cheeseburger casserole? Our good-to-eat guru, Chef Kevin Belton, who has turned into the Cheeseburger Meister this morning, and here's why. It's done, it's ready.
It's done, it's ready.
God, it looks so good.
Now, I tell you what, this is hot. You're gonna have to blow because it's gonna be a little warm.
It smells like a cheese, I swear. I'm not just saying it does.
And you know what? It's gonna taste like a cheeseburger too. Oh, look at that. We got that cheese. Look, we can put a little more parsley on top, a little bit of green onion on top. And you know, if you want, yeah, you could go ahead and throw this in a bun. But you see the flavors? I mean, we've got the ground meat, we've got the onions, we did tomato paste, a little bit of diced tomatoes in there, and we season it with a little Creole seasoning, Italian seasoning, and chili powder, just for a little depth of flavor. And that tomato paste almost is like ketchup on the bun.
I'm telling you, it has all the flavors of a real cheeseburger.
Yeah.
You know, I like mine with lettuce and tomato. Heinz 57, French fries. But well, we're going to change the French fries to some pasta.
Yeah. And we could do this. We did it with pasta. We did it with elbow. You could break up spaghetti and do this. And we even talked about doing it with rice. So if you want to throw a little rice in there. and we cooked it in beef stock. So the pasta absorbed that beef stock as opposed to just using water.
And you really can use any type of protein, like you were talking about.
Yes.
Anything goes.
Yes. You know, we did ground beef, ground turkey, ground tofu, whatever you like.
I can't get over how this tastes like a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
You've got the recipe, man.
That's right. We're in paradise.
Yeah.
Tell me something, mister.
Get this recipe and all of Chef Kevin's Good to Eat recipes at the Good to Eat page at WBRZ.com. Serve this recipe along the parade route, and everybody, Zulu, Rex, Spanish Town, they'll be stopping to get a taste of this cheeseburger casserole in paradise. It's easy, it's cheesy,
And it's good to eat. Happy Mardi Gras.